Assalamu alaikum. Hope all of you will find. Thank you so much to all my viewers, those who are watching my lectures on YouTube. So today the topic which I am going to present, that is the interpersonal communication and counseling. So what is interpersonal communications and counselings? Interpersonal communications, the outline that may be in the form of introduction, definition of communication, interpersonal communication, counseling, elements of communications, types of communications, communication process, characteristics of effective communication, knowledge and skill needed for effective interpersonal communication, characteristics of effective counseling, barriers to effective communication tool for effective counseling, and applications of RPC with healthcare, and methods and approaches. So what is communication? So say in simple words, communication can be defined as it is the process by which the people share ideas, experiences, knowledge and feelings through the transmission of symbolic messages. You know that communication, the means of communication, they are usually spoken or written words, or it may be in the form of pictures or symbols, but we also give information through the body language, gestures and looks, facial expressions can show how we feel and what we think about an issue or another person. What are the most common ways we communicate? So the first thing is that visual image, which is very important. When you see something with the help of your eyes, so it becomes easy to understand. The second one is spoken words. Body language is very important, visual image, and the spoken words and written words. So all these are the ways through which we can communicate with one another. Types of communication. So communication can be categorized into different categories. The first one is a downward communication. So in downwards communication, this is a highly direct use from a senior to subordinates to assign the duties and give instruction to inform the upper, feedback and approval to highlight the problems. That is called downward communications, which is one of the effective communication, and they are highly directive from senior to the subordinate. The second one is upward communication. So an upward communication, I would like to suggest that it is a non-directive in nature from down below to give feedback, to inform about the progress, the problems and seeking approvals. The third one is lateral or horizontal communication. So lateral and horizontal communications, this is among the colleagues, peers at same level for information, and level for information sharing for coordination to save the times. You know, hierarchical systems. Hierarchical system. So an hierarchical system, if you look the top position, so the executive or direction, for example, vice president, he is under the supervision of executive director, and then the vice president is under, vice president has under the supervision of executive director, and then vice presidents, he is superior over AGM, and then AGM is superior over manager, and then manager is superior over supervisor, and then supervisor is superior over foreman. So these are actually hierarchical levels, and hierarchical level we can categorize people into three categories. One is top level people, and then middle class, and then the third class level. There are some communication key elements which I am going to highlight. The first one is message, the message which you want to convey. The second one is source, the senders. The third one is channel, the fourth one is receiver, and the fifth one is filter, and the sixth one is feedback. How communication process is take place? So communication, there is a medium between sender and receiver. So the sender is responsible to send a message while the receiver, the sender will encode the message and the receiver will decode that message, and then it means there will be a proper communication between the sender and receivers. What are the characteristics of the effective communication? So inshallah in my next lecture, so I will tell us about the characteristics of the effective communication, that what are the basic steps which are required for the effective communication. So I mean that it must be clear, concise, accurate, relevant to the needs of the receiver, timely, meaningful, and applicable to the situation. Thank you so much for watching my lecture. Inshallah in my next lecture I will discuss about the characteristics of effective communication.